So yeah, it might be allocation season, but that still doesn't mean that there's still not a ton of great value bottles on the shelf. So today, I'm going to give you 20. I know it's a lot. 20 great bottles of bourbon. That's under $30. Welcome back. My name is Zach. Dave is not here. We could not get our schedules lined out whatsoever. So it's going to be a minute because he gets to go on vacation and preach and work and then I'm working and it's just craziness. So it's going to be a hot minute just with me for a little bit. But anyways, before we start on today's video, please hit that like, subscribe, notifications button. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the fun socials. Check us out on Patreon. We should have some barrel picks coming out here soon. Whenever we finally get them in, I don't know when that's going to be, but eventually we have some fun stuff coming out. We have Green River, we have Jack Daniels, we have a couple others that I am literally emailing back and forth with the distillery as we speak. So, looking forward to it though. Anyways, today, I normally try to do this video about every 2 years where we just talk about really great shelfers at certain price range. So today, what we're going to talk about is just really amazing bourbon and whiskey that's under $30. And this is all these are great value. And it was hard just to pick a few. I was like, well, I'll narrow it down to 10. And then I was like, I'll narrow it down to 12. And I'll narrow it down to 15. And I got 20. I'm like, I just have to stop. So I imagine I forgot some. And I'm sorry if I did. There's going to be some on here that you guys are going to be critical of. But like, I left Evan Williams Bottle and Bond off because it's done so terrible for us in blinds. I just don't love it like how I used to. So I just have went away from it. And here's the other stupid crazy thing. The next video I'm going to come out with after this one is the blind video of this. So pray for me now. I do want to say that whenever I hear in the comments like, hey, this bottle is less, this bottle is more, whatever, I just went off Total Wine's website because I feel like Total Wine's pretty universal. And that was the website I was like, that's what I'll go with. So anyways, if there's any qualm on anything, just let me know. And yeah, that's just what I went with locally. So I imagine prices are different everywhere you look. All right, so first one up is the Green River bourbon. It's like a 90 proof. It is literally, I think, at the $30 mark. Pretty much everything Green River is awesome. I mean, just to be real, like, they're probably one of our favorite places to do single barrel picks. They have literally done nothing but great everyday shelfers ever since they've started. And they have great value, great people that work there. We just love them to death. They've been great to us. Needless to say, we love Green River. I think that they have been producing some amazing stuff in the future. For them is overall really bright. This one, I actually have really high hopes for. So this is Knob Creek 9-year. This thing, I think, does a really good sneaky job in these blinds. I think it does, you know, I don't remember how it's done in the big blinds for it. I've done some smaller ones where there's 2 to 4 of them in this and they've done well. But honestly, for the price, you have a great age statement for it being 9 years old. And it just holds up really, really well at the end of the day. All right, now this was a very big surprise. We've done this one before in a couple blinds. This is very old Barton. This is the 86 proof, and I don't know why, but it just punches up so well for that proof. It's not the Bottle and Bond. I don't have one of those, but for the 86 proof, it just has typically done really well. Now, for a really big blind like this, it'll be interesting to see how it does, because it can get, you know, if it's towards the back end or whatever else, it might get a little proofed out, but it'll be interesting. I still think it punches really, really well, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm literally throwing this one in because you all scream at me about this one. This is Old Bardstown, and this is the Bottle and Bond. Now, I am not a big fan of the Old Bardstown Bottle and Bond. It, to me, gets really peanutty. It gets really, like, just a lot of things that's not my profile. But you all scream up and down that this is such a great value and such a great bottle for what it is. So I want to throw it into the blind. I personally don't think it's going to do great, but you all, again, are the ones that are screaming and telling me this. So I want to throw it in here. I want to see how it does. Next, we got to throw in the classic. We got to do the Wild Turkey 101. All right. Truth be told, Love this bottle. I don't really drink it enough as I probably should. I probably underappreciate this bottle. But man, it's just a classic. It's a staple. Everybody has to have one. And, you know, we've all cut our teeth, I feel like, through Wild Turkey 101 at some point in time on our bourbon journey. So I look forward to this one. I'm not thinking it's going to do great in the pack because I think I've done these in big blinds before, and the 101 just doesn't do well for me in blinds, but I still absolutely love this bottle. And it's really, honestly, out of all these bottles I have on the list, I feel like I underappreciate it. So, one of my favorite bottles on this list, absolute hitter, cheap, it's fantastic. This is JTS Brown Bottle and Bond. This thing is an absolute monster. I've told stories about this before where I had this on a bar. It was on like a beer tap, basically. It was like they pressurized it in a keg for like a promotional thing, and it was like a $2 pour that night, and I probably had like 12 of these. These things were crazy good. Honestly, it's fantastic. It is one of the best values in all of bourbon. I think it's like $16. If you never had it before, go pick it up. You'll spend money on way worse stuff. I promise you. It's from Heaven Hill. Fantastic. Next bottle I have really gotten away from drinking, but still a classic staple over here in the old Bourbon Kingdom. This is Old Forester. This is 100 proof. I didn't want to do the 86 proof. I'm just not as big of a fan as the 86 proof as when I am the 100 proof. Now, I will say, to me, this normally sticks out like a sore thumb in a blind. That banana note's just going to hit there. But I still love it at the end of the day. So I'm going to try not to be super biased whenever I find it. But, again, it's just a great bottle. It's like 20-something bucks, $25 or whatever it is. And I just love it. It's just, you kind of need it as a cheap bourbon. This is the Old Grandad. This is the bottle and bond. Now, really, honestly, I've replaced this with Old Grandad. The other one was at 113, 117, whatever it is. I haven't drank that in so long. I don't even remember what it is. Love this bottle. This is a great, great, great summertime bourbon. But this has done really well in blinds for me before, so I have a feeling that this is going to do really well. But overall, I think this is better than the other Old Grandad. Honestly, when Dave and I have done that in a blind before, it literally smelled and tastes like cat urine in the blind. It was so awful. First, I thought it was me and my Glen, so I looked at it at the end of the blind. I went and got a new sheet, and it was like, once it was all mixed in the blind, I was like, oh my gosh, so bad. That bottle and the Evan Williams bottle and bomb bottle has really gotten ruined because of blinds. But this one, the Old Grandad Bonded, it's great. It's fantastic. This is one that's still holds up. It's not as good as what it once was. This is early times. This is the Bottle and Bond. And it is not as good as what it previously was whenever it was being blended or whoever else. I don't necessarily believe the whole stocks is or whatever. I just believe the blending's different is all. But man, this thing is dusty though. But overall, it's a great bottle. It's such a great value at a liter. And I think that this is probably going to do well. I don't think it will do as well as what it used to do because I just don't think it's the same. But yeah, still a huge fan of ET. A contender to beat that kind of bottle is the Green River 1885. Now, this one was very surprisingly good. This one was like freakishly good. I felt like whenever we tried it, and obviously this is meant to be like a well bourbon, right? Like you mix it. This thing's stupid good for what it is. This is 85 proof. Getting a liter, it's super cheap. Again, everything Green River does, it's just freaking fantastic. I cannot compliment them enough for everything that they do. But this is one of them that's really sneaky good. I don't know what it's going to do because of proof, honestly. But we'll see. All right, I'm just going to bring out all of these just to save time. So, of course, I have to bring out all the benchmarks. Because every time we do our favorite single barrels, our favorite full proof, our favorite bonded, these bad boys win it, or they're right up there at the top. You could argue that any of these are going to be potentially the winner. You could argue full proof's going to win because of the proof. It should be the highest proof one here. But honestly, this benchmark line is fantastic. Now, do not go out and buy a basic benchmark. That one kind of sucks. Not kind of. It definitely does suck. But these are fantastic for the value. They're all under $30. They all kind of range anywhere from like $22, $27, depending on which store you're at. But honestly, these are just such great value for what they are. And they're really, really great whiskey. All right. Now, this is one, again, I'm not super excited about because I don't think I loved it whenever I tried it. But this is the Jim Beam Black. I went back to it a couple times, and either I liked it at first and now I don't like it, or I just don't like it at all now. But I don't love this, but everybody keeps acting like this one, and like I think it was the winter wheat one or whatever. Like, I'm just crazy. So I'm putting it in the blind. I'm curious what it is. I do love the age statement. That's 7 years old. So like, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm just not super excited about this one, thinking it's going to do well, but we will see. Give another one that I'm not super excited about. And yes, this is the half gallon 1792. This is a small batch. Okay. Here's the thing about 1792 small batch. I can recognize that it's a good bourbon. It's just not my profile. There's a sweetness to it, like an artificial sweetness I just don't love, but I understand it's a good bottle. Okay, it has good value and everything else. And yes, this bottle didn't cost $30, but I'm not opening up a $27 bottle whenever I still have this much left in this thing. Gosh, this thing. Have had this for years. This has been a lot of prop whiskey and a lot of prop bottles around here. But overall, it'll be interesting to see how it does, because I'm wondering if some of that artificial sweetness in the blind will kind of taper off a little bit and kind of mellow itself out. But either way, we'll see. But yeah, it is just typically not my jam. So, but like this, like the Jim Beam, like a couple other bottles that's in this blind, just because it's not my favorite or not my jam, I still want to give it a good shot because I can recognize that they're, for that price range, it's still a quote unquote good bottle. I'm going to throw in a Four Roses. So I really do like Four Roses. This is the small batch. I'm actually a big fan of this. I think this bottle kind of gets forgotten about or slept on a little bit. But overall, I think it's a really good bottle that, like I said, we just kind of forget about it from time to time. And I know I do. It sits on my shelf. I'm kind of going around, and it honestly drinks really, really great in the summer. It's only 90 proof, and it just has, I don't want to sound cliche. It just has this really mellow vibe to it. So I know, right? That's corny and terrible. So, but anyways, it's a really, really, really good bottle. And actually, I like the small batch way more than the small batch select, if I'm being honest with you. Small batch select is fine. I understand everybody loves that, but I just like this more. If you're going to do a value list for under $30, you have to have some kind of Evan's product on there, because they do have some really good ones in there. But I just picked the 1783. This is actually a great bourbon to have with a cigar. It pairs really, really well with it. But I do really like this. This is, like I said, I think it's like $28 or something whenever I looked at it. Great, like I said, great pairing with a cigar. Overall, great bottle. Really enjoy it. And I like this so much more than the Evan's Bottle and Bond now. It's crazy. I used to love that bottle. And just the more I started doing whiskey tube and stuff, and I just started blinding it and comparing it and stuff, it got worse and worse and worse. But anyways, this one though, this is a great one. Recommend it. I could have picked a lot of Heaven Hill products because they do have a bunch in that price range, but I really tried to stick to a few. I try not to overdo it on certain distilleries unless it's just like I had to do it and put it on the list. But Elijah Craig Small Batch, it's a staple. It's classic. Does really, really well. It is 94 proof, and just honestly, it's probably, again, kind of like Four Roses Small Batch. It's one of those that just gets slept on a lot. But it is just a fantastic bottle. It's a fantastic bourbon. And overall, I kind of prefer these more nowadays than some of the electric barrel proofs. Last one, and this might make a couple people upset. Yeah, Buffalo Trace made the list. Now look, Buffalo Trace sits on the shelves around here. I understand it doesn't sit on the shelves for everybody, but it sits on the shelves for us. So, I had to put it on there. I think it's also going to do really well on the blind. I think kind of this... Here's what's sickening to me to say this. Could you tell me that this would be a top 10 and then the benchmarks are all top 10 in this blind? For sure. It could be, Buffalo Trace could have half of these. And you don't really think of Buffalo Trace like that. But on this list, looking at it, it wouldn't shock me one bit. It just wouldn't. So, but anyways, yeah, that is the list. Big list. It's going to be a big blind. I'm not even looking forward to the recovery of that one. But that will be for another day and another night. So Let me know what I got right or wrong. Let me know if I should have added something, because I do read the comments, and if you all tell me I should have added something, I think it's a really good idea, then I'll add it. I'm not adding any kind of rye or any kind of American light whiskey or anything like that. It's just going to be bourbon. I'll throw a little whiskey in there. That's fine. But if it's a really good idea, or I really am like, light bulb, I should have done it, I'll do it. But make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notifications button, and check us out on Patreon and Facebook and Instagram and all the other fun places. And until next time, we'll see you.